This is Japan's craziest thrift store, hands down. And what's more is it's built into an abandoned Japanese love hotel, with the parking spaces down here below being turned into themed rooms, as well as the formerly themed rooms being turned into theme rooms. And what's more is this is only the beginning. There's actually so much to see here today that I'm a little bit concerned if we're going to have enough battery in the camera. So we're going to start right in here in this retro section. And each time I got to close up the umbrella. We're right in the middle of the rainy season right now. There's a lot of wood blocks in here. There's three things we almost always see in every thrift store. We've got the old retro telephones, as well as the wooden bears and the abacus. So we've already boxed off the wooden telephones. Let's see which others we get in our mission today. But the most amazing thing is that not only is it a Man in Love hotel, but it's actually, everything's really reasonably priced. I don't know if this is actually 1,000 yen or if it's 1,500, but okay, not everything. The older metal signs are pretty much expensive everywhere you go, and this one here is at 9,000 yen. And then, are these matches? These are old matchboxes. Okay, I did not mean to disrupt the flow. Let's put those back nice and clean and proper. There we go. Boxes of old matches for 1,000 yen. Or other boxes of old matches for 500 yen. I'm going to go ahead and guess, since it's a little humid out here, that these matches likely no longer work. But hey, great display item. I did a bit of a sweep through here, and there is so much in here. Like, this looks like an actual old Hawaiian license plate. There is so much to see in this place that this may end up becoming one of our longest and most exciting thrift store adventures yet. I'm going to try and squeeze by the elephant. Oh, there's just so much to look at. Like, what? Wow, okay, this room was very retro. But there's so much. Okay, there we go. Just this guy holding milk. That's the thing to come and buy, is man with milk. And we will try to see if we can't sneak our way over to the next. And sure enough, there is our wooden bear. I don't know why there are wooden bears in every single thrift shop across Japan, but there are. And this one also has a tiger. Someone for the whole family. Got wireless smart headphones in here. So this seems to be all types of audio equipment in here. We've got turntables, old stereos, and 2,500 yen for that. This whole system here is, I don't see the price listed. This is 4,000. And then what have we here? How do I... Oh, I'm very curious. I want to move some stuff and take a peek inside. I feel like it's latched on the side and I don't want to break it, so... But judging from this, I'm going to guess it's a projector of some sort. Maybe we'll lay it down and that'll get it open. She still doesn't want to open up. Yeah, it looks like it's most likely a projector, and the lens and everything is inside. That looks like it would hold the reel there. And this place is pitched as an adult treasure hunt. A treasure hunt for adults. And look at this old radio for all of these 6,000. A lot of these older retro items, especially in shops like Tokyo, have gotten really expensive over the years. And this, oh no, I assumed it would just open right up. This record player and cassette player and this is 2,000 yen. Now, I don't know how much of this stuff is actually going to work and how much would require significant work to fix it up, but still, it's such... Oh, look at that. Didn't even have to go outside. You can go right through here. It's such a treasure chest of items, including old cameras as well. And there's quite a bit of them here to see. This old Sharp View Cam. This Sony Handycam here. When I asked the staff if I could come through and record, they were so excited. They were like, yes, please come in and shoot as much as you want, as long as you want. So that was really nice. They're incredibly, this is probably the warmest and friendliest welcome that you could imagine to a shop, and it was really, really nice. So even that alone, I would recommend making the trek out here. Now, this place is out in Nagano, and it is called Kaeru-kan. Well, it's pretty close to the area of Shiojiri. And I drove out here on one of our adventures as we travel through the area, putting out new videos and streams every day of everything from abandoned and hidden and unknown places to regular and exciting stuff. And this entire section here looks like it's all records and CDs. Oh yeah. And again, reasonably priced. This golden star in music screen is 100 yen. Wow. And then they've just got a whole bunch of records up here on the wall as well. Not to mention, if you look behind me here, they have a ton of old VHS also. Like Thomas the Train, all the way down to Ampamam. I recently came back from North Carolina and got to spend my evenings drinking with the gentleman who does the voice of Bike Imam, among many other incredible characters. Sorry, I saw the aircraft carrier or the troop carrier here, and the word carrier came to mind because I'm very good at the English. We've also got records just laid out like this, and it looks like a lot of these records are right around 100 yen. How about the tapes? No way. Cassette tapes, if you have a cassette tape player or you want to buy the one over there, are as low as 10 yen a piece. And here we go. We've got the Star Wars trilogy on cassette tape in plastic box in fantastic condition as well for 600 yen. Or the highly valued Harry Potter, once purchased at 3,000 yen, still in plastic wrapping, for 50 yen. Oh, this stuff is definitely priced to go. I really wonder where they source it. There's probably a lot of people who come out and sell it. There's an entire extra section of all storage containers, and it is just filled with different themes of items. You'd be amazed at how many different themes there are, and how many look at all the medals and awards. Wow, it's actually got some weight to it as well. How about these ones? Yep, they've all got some weight to them. And they've done such a good job at separating and organizing everything. Like a very, very impressively well done job. That was, again, with the English that I'm so good at. I thought it was wood, and it is not. Got pastel... Just pastels? Is that what they're called? I can't remember. Like pastel crayons for 30 yen. And then a whole bunch of work shirts. I could buy sagyobi and wear a Japanese work shirt. And then I'd blend right in and nobody would know. this ball of flags for 200 yen. It really makes me wonder, like, how did they separate all of this up? And how did they decide all of these themes? Because there are a ton of stationery supplies, but then you've got travel stuff all over here. Postcards, sewing. Like, sewing and stationery don't completely match, but they also make sense to have them right next to each other. And then when we get in here, it's like grandma's knickknacks, and I love it. Like, we've got this little... Is it going to be a goose or a duck? What do you guys think? Goose or duck? I'll say duck goose. I have to rub it, right? No genie this time, guys. We tried. Oh, I know somebody I could buy that for. Just a drummer in a box. And then you have all the clocks. There's a lot of clocks, actually. What? You know, this clock right here, most likely a replica. My grandfather had a clock very, very similar to this. And the pine cones that hang off of it were actually fairly heavy metal. And it was a really, really beautiful clock. And then, wow. Gotta really love your prefecture. And then forever, the clown stuff. There's always so much clown stuff everywhere we go. And you could, this clown clock could be yours for as low as 400 yen. This one is plastic, and this one is metal. Oh boy. Okay. Now, this place being called Kairukan, I'm not surprised that they have so many frog items. Kairu is how you say frog in Japanese. And they've got this whole selection here of frog items, as well as, wow. And the lawn gnomes are actually surprisingly expensive. I think this is supposed to mean it's down to 5,000 from 8,000, down to 5,200 from 78. But it's just so much to take in and process. And since it was quite a drive out here, I don't see us making it back anytime super soon. And so I want to make sure that we capture as much as we can today, in as much detail as we can. Every last frog. Here it is, Kairukan. And then what do we got in here? Miscellaneous housewares. Empty boxes. What do you think the box is for? Humidifiers, lights. Okay, so miscellaneous house items. We got vacuum cleaners over here, lamps, forever the clocks, and we got telephone, fax, coolers. It's actually a nice little collection of, each of these bottles are 200 yen. I guess buying that entire collection would add up, and it doesn't move easily, so I'm not going to try. And then old glasses. You ever wonder what happens to old glasses? They end up here. This is what happens to old glasses. Got work lights, magnifying glasses, binoculars. Oh wow, such a treat here. Okay, we're gonna come back in around this way, and we've barely, when I say we've barely scratched the surface of this place so far, I mean we have barely scratched the surface of this place. This entire room here seems to be traditional items like the kabuto here. Wow. Oh, that is actually really heavy. Is that solid? That is solid. That is just a weight. That is impressive. Got fans. Didn't close up as easily as it opened, but we were close. Close it nice and clean. Leave it as you found it. There we go. I feel like this once probably had the handle attached to it. Kabuto, just buying kabuto can be very, very expensive in Japan. But this one here, 1,500 yen. And then all these smiley guys, they're very happy. And again, we get into a lot of hand-carved wooden art in here. Including these guys. Some of it they've really put the effort into. That felt ceramic though. And this is also quite heavy, despite feeling like it's made of plastic. It's definitely weighted. But it looks like there's a whole extra room back here. We've got, oh wow, a ton of outdoor tools and older items. Like that. No. Looks like you would put that on your horse or your donkey. Old snowshoes, like really old snowshoes. Old cases, like these here. Absolutely incredible, the collection of items that they managed to put together. I'm finding myself having a lot less commentary than usual because I'm just kind of taking it in as we go and experiencing all of this. It's incredible to see, especially when you know the scope and the scale of just how big this place is and how far it goes, and you will get to see it all. But when you come back and watch all this through for a second time, you'll understand exactly what I mean by just how big and crazy this place is. We have old Japanese umbrellas here, just like that one. Like most of these, like these here with the gears, no clue. I have no idea at all what these are, but they've got them for as low as 1,000 yen. Any ideas on these? Cantina. And old wooden buckets in here. Lots of them. And then the old baskets here as well. Look at that. Just a big old wooden tub. That was a bee right in the face. And then it continues with even more over here. Like, there's this whole section here that has old skis and whatnot. And more of these baskets. And when you get right up close, you can see just how handmade all of this is. And it's quite the sight. It is the kind of thing that you usually only see in anime or movies or something like that. Or maybe in a museum. But you come out to here, Kaeru館, and you can actually just purchase these, which is wild. Also, you see up there, there's so much more up there, not to mention the second floor of this place. Let's see if we can't get back around over here and check out one or two of the remaining rooms. And we come back in through this way, and right through here. Now this, okay, so each room kind of gives us a hint of its theme. And well, here's the hint to the theme of this room. What are you thinking the room is going to be about? As we come in, instantly, it's like dental medical grade lighting in here, and then it looks like most of this is, wow, okay, kind of medical style stuff. There's an absolute ton of it, like, I can't even, it's just a thermometer. And you've got all of these items over here, but we got some copyrighted music back here. So we'll loop back around this way. And there's a whole other section over here that we can take a look in. And there we are. And then we'll go up to the second floor, because the second floor is also broken down all by themed rooms. And if you wanted, you could just get yourself a tanuki right here. As we come in, you can see what I mean by that's not the only building. Like, we've kind of checked the bottom floors here, but we still have each of these themed rooms upstairs to check out as well. Oh, wow. Okay. I wanted to go check out the phone over there. We gotta slip off our shoes for a second in order to do that. There we go. Gotta protect the carpet here. Oh, no way. It's actually got slots for really, really well preserved, in fantastic condition. Oh, I absolutely love it. It's one of those things that you 100% do not need, but also don't want to see go to waste. So you're like, maybe I should get it. This is the kind of place where if you are just traveling, your suitcase is going to have some stress. Continuing on, we have more frogs over here. Beautiful stained glass lamps. A lot of the items in here are much bigger and very, very decorative. She's missing an arm. And lots of stained glass items as well, which in Japan can typically get very expensive. So even this is around 2,000 yen. So give or take, I don't know, 140 bucks ish, depending on what the exchange rate is. But like, this is a real testament to the bubbles period of the 80s in Japan, when people just had money and would have large, extravagant things in their homes. And this entire section over here, wow, that is really intricate. Entire section over here is all books with the gourds up here. And it's mostly going to be Japanese books and manga. And a lot of it. Oh my goodness. So the manga are 10 yen each. So if you find like a good manga in here that you've been wanting to get for a long time, you can get it for as low as 10 yen. Wild. I want to see if they have any of the really basic, simple stuff like Dragon Ball or anything like that, but I don't see any of it. And then coming back this way, again, just an absolute testament to the bubble era. We've got a taiko drum over there, a saddle over here. That's the word I was looking for before, a saddle. Saddle. I don't think it was actually a saddle, but I think it was used to mount and hold things on a horse. Also, this dude is less than $100. And then you could have this entirely made of glass castle. This is just complete. Matsumoto-jo. Huh. And that is Jumayen. So around, again, $600 to $800. The exchange rate's been all over the place lately. It's getting harder and harder to track these mentally. A giant fan here. A full armor set here. Whoa, leveling up. That is 5,500 yen for that one. And 250,000 yen for that one. 500,000 yen for this one. Why is the more expensive one not in the case? What? Okay. So this one comes with the case and costs half of this one. Just incredible to see. Oh, wow. Okay. Let's see if we can't get up to the second floor here and check out some of the amazing items up there. As you can see, this kind of continues outside as well. It doesn't just kind of continue, it really continues outside. When you want to buy something, you grab it all from right here, and then over here we have a ton of outdoor items like plants and potters and stand holders and all of that. But there's also just an entire bucket of seashells and random diamonds. Okay, there's still so much to see. So we are going to go in this door right here, which says, please come freely into the second floor. So as you come in and go up to the second floor, the walls are entirely and amazingly lined with a ton of art. And then as we come around the corner here, you can see just how much of it. But each room will have its own unique theme. So I guess we'll start with this room right here, which seems to keep that art and photography theme to it. Coming into here, having even more posters, art. You can get the Mona Lisa for 1,500 yen. There you go. If you've ever wanted to own your own copy of the Mona Lisa, there it is. It's yours. And then more art over here. Basically just, it's a room of art. And yet another lovely stained glass lamp for 5,500 yen. What kind of stuff do we have? And not only do we have posters and whatnot, but we've also got people who have put together puzzles as well. And I don't know what these are, but they're actually pretty interesting. There's these clear... All right, there's a lot to see, but we're also getting a bit more music in here. So we're going to loop around and make our way to the next room. Kind of taking a brief peek at some of these. They seem like they're actually hand painted. Now this room here, I have to kind of peek my head in because one of the rooms we won't be entering because it is the adult entertainment room. We got a ton of books and whatnot in here, and this just feels like it is filled with old retro items and retro trinkets is the word I'm looking for. There's a scroll here. There's a scroll here for 200 yen. We've got an old set of like theater binoculars in here, which I gotta stop opening things because then they don't want to close. If that springs open, we'll just leave it be. Old pencil sharpener, and there we go. There's our third item. We've already come across our abacus. Is this a collection of coins, or is this just a board that shows what the coins would look like? It's really challenging to do this with one hand. Okay, it looks like this flips around and closes. This here is just kind of a board that shows what these old coins look like. There's an old video camera down here. Again, beautiful retro radio. You could just have a photo of these two people on your wall. That could be a thing that you have. Old typewriter. We got still very satisfying. And actually, I looked at that one scroll in the entrance, but there is a ton ton of scrolls up here. An absolute ton of them. And then an even older phone for 3,500 yen, it said. Got mini fan heaters, even more abacus. Some military uniforms in here. This is most certainly the retro trinket room. A portable cash box. It says portable. Oh Lord, it's got some weight to it. And I guess it's probably got a combination that no longer works. Oh, no way. We got a record player in there. And then what were these cans down here? Very curious about these. Just a can. But these cans look like they were made to be slid in or mounted on something. So they definitely had a very specific purpose. Any idea what it is? And that is a lot of abacus. Might be the most we've seen yet. We've got Toshiba filters in here for 600 yen a piece. And then this gentleman's enjoying in here. So we'll move our way on to our next room down here. Again, proceeding with as much caution as possible. Okay, this room seems safe. Into here. Again, more art. They've definitely done their best to get art off the ground floor and away from as much of the humidity as possible. We have guitars in here. 2,600 yen for this nylon string guitar. 5,000 yen for this bad boy here. 1,500 yen for this stringless one. 2,600 here. And then stuff like this. These old retro toys. These like tin made toys. If you were to go to like Mandarake or something and you find an item similar to this, you're probably looking at up to 10 times that price. That is 3,000 yen for that. These old Shinkansen ones as well. Oh, wow. Oh, you want to grab it and play with it. I can understand why kids enjoyed this stuff. This just looks like a ton of fun. The 1,300 yen, oh. Wow. That is just too much fun. I wonder if this was made for like a toddler to sit on. It just doesn't feel like the tin would hold them. And then swords here. Now, an interesting thing in Japan is that you can buy these like display swords, but they will never have a sharpened blade. The blade will always be rounded. Whereas if you go to like, knife stores and sword stores in North, why is that so expensive? They're often, sometimes sharpened. But the GTR here is 250,000 yen for that. And it's broken. Like what? That's the base for a car, and the car is gone. But why in the world are you so expensive? That is unbelievable. That's somewhere around under $2,000. I'll just say under $2,000. And then just an old collection of postcards, seemingly from the US. We got Los Angeles. Somebody did a big old trip to Los Angeles and New York City and collected either photos or postcards. It's really tough to tell which. And each one of these is actually jam-packed. There we go. We got postcards. Jam-packed with a bunch of other stuff as well. We have this chess set here. Definitely with missing pieces for 300 yen. And then a whole collection of really nice old clocks. I kind of love it. That for 1,000 yen. And while it looks like it's like cheap and plasticky, This is actually really hefty and well made. And then again, another... Oh, the prices on them are just throwing me off. An old Japan Airlines plane, which is literally hanging on by a thread for 1,000 yen. You get the... Some of the guitars are just randomly signed. And then our 800 yen. It's a little motorcycle here. And then very randomly, we've got some VR headsets. Moving on to our next room. Oh, there's just so... I actually kind of like this. If it was just a little more vibrant. The art also don't have prices on them. And that's the room we're going to skip. That entire room over there was all adult products. For those of you watching with kids, we'll just completely skip over that. And then in here, we get tons of glassware and tableware. If you're really interested in glassware and tableware, I never know where to start with looking at this stuff. I'm usually looking to find as much Fire King items as I can. I've built up a collection over the years, and if you want to see more of that, definitely check out Kappabashi in Asakusa. Kappabashi has a ton of that stuff. I think the rest of our room should be safe. Coming into this room here, this is I feel like this is just like the perfect collection for grandmas. We've got, now don't judge the first one, because people of all ages knit. Believe it or not, I once knew how to knit. Then we have a ton of bags in here, but when you get over here, it's just pretty much every Japanese lady you see walking down the streets. And this section seems to be, well, there's, that would have to be kid size, unless, well, some people are really short. And we're not going to be able to loop around the back here, but this here is all clothing and sheets and fabric. Lots of different fabrics, bed sheets, all of that. Old calendar. Sumimasen. Arigatou gozaimasu. And the first time I came through, I did not pay that much attention to the art, but there are actually some nice pieces on the wall here. And into here, we find ourselves with a lot more kitchenware and tableware, including a whole room for Japanese stuff. And then a whole rack here with coffee makers, thermoses, and beyond. And then in here, you get your nabe pots, as well as fry pans, electric grills, all of that. Is it like a meat mincer? Is that what we're doing? Bottle openers for 50 yen. I actually kind of like this bottle opener. It's such a simple thing, but I really like it. And on to our next room, because still, once we get up there, there's a ton more to see, but this is our last room at the end of this hallway here. And this is... Okay, so we got some toys in here. Looks like a lot of these were sold in bulk. We've got toys as well as awards. So if you ever just want to award somebody for something, this is it. You can just award them. You can just come here. You can buy a chalice and be like, congratulations, I award you this chalice. And then these here kind of like build your own little electric car things with a capacitor and a light. These are 50 yen and 100 yen respectively. And those should still work, providing that the capacitors aren't too old and you're using a modern battery. And then what do we got here? Oh, I'm so curious. No. See? We unintentionally dropped stuff. And we put it back. Is this like an art set? Is that... Ah! Okay. That is for Japanese calligraphy. Likely an old school set for Japanese calligraphy. And then we've got a whole bunch of idol photos here, which people collect and trade at a crazy, crazy level. And as we come through here, we get more photos and postcards. We have phone covers, rechargeable batteries for 1,000 yen that you don't know how long have been there, and I most certainly would not trust after all of this time. A fan that is also a light, in case you want to dry your face and be illuminated all at the same time. Multitasking. Sometimes you just need to multitask. And coming out here, we have more stationery supplies. Whoa, okay. We have the collection of, we get Harry Potter books. In Japanese, I'm assuming. And they're still wrapped, so if you're a huge Harry Potter fan and you want to practice your Japanese, there is your opportunity. What are you? Thoughts? Okay. There is a ton more to see. We're making good progress, though. Let's make our way out here beyond the art. That we covered all of that. And now we're going to come back down, head outside. And it is still very much raining. I was hoping the rain had let up. There we go. 'Cause it's kind of bright out too. We're out in the mountains here. And this place is, I think I mentioned we're in Nagano, Shiojiri area. And is this like a Sphero style? I feel like this is, you guys know Sphero. For a while they did the BB-8 controllable. I have one of those and I absolutely love it. I ended up with it because I couldn't convince Sherry to give me hers. As soon as I was like, hey, you don't use that anymore, can I have it? Oh, suddenly she used it again. And then we are going to head up this little staircase here where there's probably almost an equal amount of stuff as there was down here. And on this channel, we like to do stair ratings. This first set of stairs feels safe enough. We'll give it a 6 out of 10. But this last little section here, that is not 3 out of 10. I'll give it a solid 3 out of 10. And this here goes all the way back, all the way to a tunnel. So I guess let's get started here. So we'll start right here with this section, which is a bit of a tool shed. And it's got quite a bit, and once again, it's really well organized. Like, you can just get some springs. They've got entire boxes just for springs. Bolts, nuts, you name it. It's all actually really, really well organized. I know I keep talking about how well organized it is, but considering the fact that coming from North America, where thrift shops are sometimes literal just racks of stuff strewn all over the place with some attempt at organization, And then being through so many thrift stores in Japan where they are organized, but not at this level, this is truly, truly impressive to see. Like, this entire bucket is just nails. It's a whole bucket of nails. Tools I've never used and have no idea what they do. If you know, let me know down below. Oh, my lord, look at this. One of the interesting things about this section is it's actually got these muryohim, so free items as well, which, you know, considering how low some of the prices on these are, like this sifter here, you could sift for free if you wanted to. And again, when it comes to what's available up here, we are really just getting started. Even wires and cables are all so beautifully organized. These here are all heating attachments, or the plug-in attachments for Japanese kotatsu, the heated tables. You've got adapters, 9 volt, 300 amps. I said 300 milliamps, 300 amps. Quite the adapter. And then lighting back here. And I'm gonna have to grab my umbrella as we've been enjoying the beautiful weather. And then out here we have stands and racks and water tanks, and all over here is bicycle related items. Not all. Don't know what you'd use a pipe for in your bicycle, but got some safety items up here, and then I guess all the bicycle stuff will start here. And again, even buying a used bicycle in Tokyo can be much more expensive if you're like right in the core of the city. But you can grab bicycles out here for, well, they're all around 3,000, 3,500 yen. Kids bicycle for 2,000. And then over here we've got an entire section with more tools. Got shears and scissors. These always kind of blow my mind. A lot of Japanese craftsmen and carpenters will still use these rulers here, and it's always really interesting to see. I've never used a ruler like that in my life, and there we go. This one goes up to 20 meters, this ribbon rod here. And the entire time, as I've been going around and doing this, they've had these little K-trucks out in the background bringing in and organizing more stuff. It's a constant job to do all of this. This looks like a railroad spike. Got drill bits, wire brushers, cutters, tons of tools over here. If you wanted, you could likely spend an entire day here. There is that much to see if you were to go into detail and look at every single item. A DC transformer. Oh, Lord. And then just random Halloween lights. In case this is where you want to buy your Halloween lights and decorations. Got drills and angle grinders. And then, yeah, these trucks that you see coming in and out here, these guys are all coming through, adding and organizing items or taking stuff out for customers. We got oil cans here, and then each one of these sheds actually has its own assortment of items in its own theme. So, for example, in here, we've got a ton of storage, as well as some fairly major cutting equipment. Oh, if only I had the space. Someday we'll have a big workshop where we can put a Band-O-Matic and have all the storage we could possibly want, as well as our gas cans. 300 yen for the styrofoam storage. It's also really good to see a lot of this doesn't just get disposed of, that it's kept in nice enough condition that it can be reused and sold like this. And if we come over to this side here, I don't know how much of that wind is getting in there. Excuse the wind if it is. We've got an old sofa here, a taiko, a giant tiger, and a sea-doo. Is that... Wow. Notemui. They say we can go up there. I just don't entirely trust the ladder, especially with an umbrella in hand. You can get some kayaks down here. Yeah, it literally says Notemui. I should have translated it. You can go up and they're like, you can ride it if you want to. Jeez, does this one open? I did not look in here before. It does say entrance, so. There we are. This one looks like mostly items for kids. We've got, yeah, you could set up like a whole kids play area using the mats here. Got a little mini bike here. What I'm assuming is either water gun or Nerf. Big kid toys too. Lots of big kid toys. Random Christmas tree. And mats. Oh. I wonder how much they're selling the mats for, because mats like this tend to get pretty expensive. So if they've got them at a decent price, that would actually be pretty cool. Not like I have space for them or I'm going to do acrobatics in my studio, but still. And then it requests that if you open the door, please close it. So that is exactly what we will do. Got this random Nimayan apple tree over here. And then another room right here. Also just filled to the brim with kids' items, and my umbrella came open. There we go. Wow. That's another one. I guess that's number 4 that we come across in pretty much every single... Why is Japan such a weird shape? I guess everything's kind of a weird shape on this. And I was kind of wondering where the controllers for the remote control items are. We have some remotes here, so if you're lucky enough to be able to match them up. Oh, everything is just so fun. Like this guy. No clue who he is. He's a bank, but I love him, and now I'm killing dinosaurs. This was never part of the plan. And these turtles are made out of seashells and are slightly terrifying. There's a Nintendo Super Famicom in here for 500 yen. And when you come out to some of these older thrift stores or the really countryside ones, you will find retro gaming items for unbelievably low prices. I had gone out to one and found a bunch of Pokemon games for like, I think 1,000 yen each. And someone was like, oh, those are definitely fake. They're not. Japan is very, very strict about fakes. And so I can 100% hands down with confidence say that they're not fakes, especially not anime and game related stuff in Japan. You see, when it came down to torrent streaming, Japan was famous for not really going after people for torrents unless it was Japan based anime or game related. Tamagotchi. And there are so many toys in here. Oh, to be a kid and to walk through a space like this. Again, most of them likely just don't work anymore, but when you're a kid, how many times have you gone to like your aunt and uncle or friend or grandparents' place and there's just old toys there that didn't work and you still had such a blast playing with them? Like you got a giant giraffe. Giraffe is the word we're looking for. And with the sun coming through, you wouldn't expect it to be as rainy as it is. And yet, here we are. Oh my goodness, it's Tare Panda. Oh, I want all the Tare Panda stuff. Hi. I've actually decided to limit my collection of Tare Panda stuff because it was kind of out of hand. I'm into you. Blessed to have you in my life. What a nice little box. Oh boy, there's just so much. Probably not the best kids' toy. Tons of kids' books in here as well. Oh, no way. Old walkie-talkies. Oh, I wonder if they work. Oh, these are fantastic. I'm slowly building a collection of stuff that I really want to get and take with me, and I love these here. Even if they're just an item that I put on the wall of the studio, I absolutely love them. Okay, coming back around this way. More often than not when I come into these, I end up doing a little haul, grabbing a bunch of stuff. And what games did we have? We have Donkey Kong and baseball and soccer games. But I also try not to overbuy because there's so... Oh. Who else had a family member that had a pair of these either on display somewhere in the house or like on their wall or something? Just the old wooden clogs. Was it just me? It couldn't be just me. There we go. Close that up. And we continue on. And it goes all the way to the back, and I don't know if you can see the tunnel already, but this section here has a ton of wiring, and then inside this room right here we have, it's marked as air conditioners and TVs, but we've got washing machines and refrigerators as well, as low as 3,500 yen for that refrigerator right there. And then in here we've got stoves, and let's get this open. There. We got some fans down here, again just beautifully laid out. Heating and cooling solutions all packed into one space. And how did I completely miss these guys over here? We've got the panda, the giraffe, and the elephant. But the giraffe just seems like he's seen better days. All right, we'll leave him be. Looks like he needs to heal. And then, if you want to make a potato gun, all the pipes that you would need are right there. And in here is antique furnishings. And when they say antique, they're not kidding. These Toshiba Unicolor or the old Pentacolor. Some of these are just beautiful. Oh, it's so hard not to, because I've got a giant camper van with me this time, and it's really hard for me not just to bring back a bunch of stuff with me. Even the really old fridge. It's beautiful. Definitely don't need the fridge, but I would love to set up a kind of a retro gaming corner and have some old TVs in it. That would just be spectacular. As we come down this way, we get into some bigger ticket items as well. This entire thing is just wood. Just display wood. Art wood. Because some people would just put a giant chunk of wood in front of their shop, and that one is Samayen, 30,000 yen. Same price as this shed itself, so really, you could get the piece of wood, or you could get the shed, just big old pieces of concrete right here, and then down here, we've got this giant stainless dome. Also, the ladder up there against the mountain tells me they probably go up there. As well as this. Oh, no way. At first I thought it was a tuk-tuk. But this tunnel right here has got my interest. This old tunnel right here from the Meiji era, they're saying, it says that they're still trying to figure out what to do with it. But we go down and take a little bit of a peek. Oh, it is cold. Cold air coming out of here. This was from the old Japan railways. And oh wow, that is creepy and amazing and awesome. Oh, we gotta find something like this and just do like a walk through it. And they exist, entire areas that we can go through. And that goes deep down there as well. See that? Oh. It's gotta be pretty structurally sound. I feel like we're definitely gonna have to come back sometime, because there's so much to see here, and according to the staff, it does change over quite a bit as well. So we're gonna head into these sheds over here. This here is just an absolute ton of wood and bamboo. You've got glass and screen doors and frames all over here. And then this whole section here, again, is just, it's a big old warehouse. What do we got in here? Is that a regulation size ping pong table? It might be. We've got old Hanko racks in here, selling the Hanko individually for 100 yen each. Dinosaur art that would take up your entire wall. That is incredible. And then got old horns back here as well. Oh, there's just so much to see. Got lots of glass and shoji doors back over here. And then out back here, we have nothing. That's a nice cabinet right there. But if we come around over here, got old doors, so if you could reframe them, which is entirely doable, as well as a ton of old shoji as well, the Japanese paper sliding doors. Again, it's stuff like old doors. You always wonder, well, what happens to them when they're gone? They probably just tear down the house and it all gets disposed of, and sheets of glass here for 1,000 yen each. And each of these is reasonably priced as well, around as low as 600 yen up to 1,500 yen. You get these racks, and then there's more huts over here as well. What have we got in here? This looks like it's going to be mostly chairs. It is! I need one more chair for my studio lately, but it would be a true pain to get a chair and bring it back with me. In fact, I think I use a chair almost exactly like this one, just all in black. And we've got more huts over here as well. Also just the clouds and fog and mist running through the mountains. It's just always such a treat. And then into here, we have more furniture items. More chairs. We've got room dividers, desks. Like, you can grab a desk for 1,500 yen. I will never stop being surprised at just how well priced things can be when you get out to the countryside to these thrift stores. They're not all accessible by train. Many are, but many you would have to drive out and have a car to access. A sofa over here. Wonder how much the sofa is. Looks like a really nice, like, late 80s, early 90s sofa, and I don't see a price on it. Again, I don't need a sofa, but curiosity being what it is. And then coming back out this way, you just get some lights over there. Do these have a price on them? Again, so unnecessary. It's probably one of those ask and you shall find out. And then all of this is sporting goods. So let's see what they have in here. That is actually quite a bit. Like, quite a bit. Now, there are certain items that seem to kind of overlap into certain different areas. Like, we've got more metals up here, as well as exercise equipment down here. Got a little treadmill. Over here, we've got everything from, well, we've got skis and ski poles up here. We've got one snowboard here, more behind us. There's another one over here as well. More treadmill and exercise machines. Just a ton of golf balls. An absolute ton of golf balls. And then pretty much, oh wow, just look at, you got shinai for kendo. Lots and lots of golf equipment. Again, even more trophies. Very reasonably priced at 200 yen for the baseball trophy. And then snowboards. And what have we got back here? Even under here, like if you look carefully, even under here, there's more snowboards. As well as fishing gear over here. This place is absolutely wild. I think now you get why I said that this is the craziest thrift store in Japan. The craziest, the weirdest, whatever you want to call it. It is the absolute wildest thrift store in all of Japan. The fact that the main building is made out of a abandoned love hotel is just incredible. It's great to see things being repurposed that way. But what did you think of it, and would you grab anything here? If so, let me know what down below. And we'll see you guys again real soon. I also feel like I'm gonna have to come back and just do a whole main channel video on this. Actually, by the time this has gone up, there is already a main channel video. So if you haven't seen that one, I will link it for you to go check out. Thank you, and I will see you again real soon. Also, because people keep asking to see my haul, I got a board and boots, and I got these. The board and boots is really just for messing around. I don't want to have to carry every time, but that's everything.